A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... he landed in the Divine Dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
The lights are on, the stakes are high, it's all to play for here tonight. It is the big race of the year, and it's only January 4th. How about that? Welcome to Turn 200's coverage of the Motor Stardom Daytona Charity Shootout here at the World Center of Racing, where in 70 laps distance from now, we will crown yet another champion of the Daytona Charity Shootout. Wow. It's a way to christen a new year here on Turn 200. It's been the tradition now for the last 3 years, and we're excited to get to do it once again here. It's Tommy Cook, as always, hanging out with my partner, Mr. Matt Williamson, and the event organizer and the head of Motor Stardom, the Instagram page that's lighting up the NASCAR garage, RJ Starcevic, hanging out with us here tonight as well. Thank you both for joining us. And RJ, thank you for letting us host this event once again. Very, very excited to get this underway. All your hard work over the last few months to put this event together once again is about to come to a head here at Daytona.
Yeah, man, I do my best. Thank you guys for having me, as always, having this event live here on Turn 200 iRacing. It's going to be a tremendous night, as always. We always joke every year I'm not incredibly iRacing savvy, but it's always a great time to come on here and get an event set up, get the session set up correctly. And we got a lot of great names in here, great faces, and we're going to have a great time tonight.
It's the perfect blend of the Turn 200 regulars here tonight, as well as the regulars on your TV screens on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. An exciting mix here tonight, Mr. Matt Williamson. It's always exciting when you're in the mix, but even more so when we get some of the biggest and brightest stars from across the two spectrums of motorsports.
Yeah, I mean, this is really a fun event because, not only for the fans to get to be able to see some folks that they see on their TV screens on any given weekend, racing real trucks and cars in the NASCAR ranks, but it also gives some of the racers from the sim world an opportunity to chop it up with some of those race car drivers that they also see in real life on the weekend. So it's a really cool event. We're really looking forward to it this year. It always produces some incredible moments, and I'm sure we're gonna have some more coming our way tonight.
RJ is doing the drivers meeting right now, so we'll let him do that as you see some of these drivers getting out onto the track for a little bit of a warm-up period here, a little bit of shenanigans. We normally do this a little bit later on, but might as well test some of our stuff now to make sure that it's working okay. Why don't we get the track conditions here at a static track time of 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. Now that the sim is rolled into 2025, we'll see if anything is drastically different.
Yeah, you mentioned it with the static sim time. Things are going to pretty much stay the same here throughout the evening, although the lights should be on throughout the night as well. Currently, we're sitting at 78 degrees on the track temperature. Of course, in super speedway racing, that track temperature doesn't quite matter as much as it would at some other racetracks, but it is going to be optimal conditions for the drivers here tonight. No wind conditions either currently. Zero is the wind mile per hour. So things are looking good for the drivers to really get after it here tonight, and that's what we're looking for everybody to push and shove and bang on each other to try and take the trophy, but also to give some money away to their charity of choosing here tonight.
Yeah, and we'll go through some of the charities that will be on display throughout the evening here in a little bit. But Matt, you and I have done a lot of extensive preparation, I guess, prep time in this Xfinity car, especially on the super speedways. You and I know it well. No wind is a good thing, but what are some of the intricacies of this car that makes it so difficult and yet kind of really fun as well?
Yeah, it's a really fun car to drive on super speedways because when you talk about the NASCAR ranks, the trucks, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series car is the most difficult to tame as far as getting loose in the corners. You get a little bit loose, might bounce off the apron, which is a huge no-no here at Daytona. So you got to be able to keep the wheel steady. But then on top of that, you add pushing into the mix. When you get tucked up right behind somebody, you get even more loose. But then when you get a bump from behind, it basically wants to turn the car left almost all the time if you get a hefty bump. So you really have to be on your toes. And the number one thing is you have to be able to work with others well. And with a lot of these drivers not familiar with each other, that always proves to be a difficult task.
Hello to the 30-plus, soon-to-be 40-plus maybe, that are already watching. It's always a huge night for the channel whenever the Daytona Charity Shootout is on the stream. Thank you to James Lehman, who is in the field tonight after winning his heat in the Open qualifiers. Blake Anderson likewise won the first heat of the night. Thank you to both of you for hanging out. Of course, Bailey Matichek also hanging out with us. Hello to Bailey Marie, and hello to Heath Smith as well. Yes, it should be a great race, RJ. Don't you think it's going to be a great race here tonight?
I think so. We got a lot of great people in here. So many shout-outs all throughout the field. Obviously, those who were able to race their way into the show tonight. Looks like we have most of those names in here, at least a handful of them. Obviously, I do not see Angel Hernandez. He put on a valiant effort last night, but we know Pravin Vijay Kumar has shown up. to defend his crown, and he was blocking like Dale last night, so we'll see if he does the same. Got a lot of people from the racing industry, drivers that most people might recognize. Ryan Vargas, Dean Thompson is here, Tony Breidinger. We have Dawson Cram in the show as well, Danny Bone. So various drivers. Brindley Addington is back, country music singer. He's in the show. So it's not just racers. We got everybody all up in here. We know the Venom Truck Series representation, all winners from Season 8. We have iRacing partners in here as well, just like the Venom Truck Series, but as well as the Zascar Series here on iRacing. We got all 3 of their league owners in the show here tonight, as well as Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen is in the show.
Wow, he's back.
He is back. He took an absence last year, and he's going to be back in the show tonight. So great to see him back. Proud that he is sharing his second annual Daytona Charity Shootout. He's got a lot more Daytona Charity Shootouts to go to catch up to Nathan Reynolds' entrance record. I believe him and Vargas are tied at 5. This is both of their 5th shootouts, if Vargas did miss one year, which I believe he did. So those are the most experienced in the fields, but it's time to get racing here, looks like shortly.
And how about that for Nathan Reynolds? Davey Strong on the pole here tonight. This is the race that he wants to win more than any other, and he will lead the field to the green with a former winner, Dean Thompson. How about this duo here on the front row? Dean Thompson on the outside pole, on the outside of Mr. Carr inside himself. Blake Anderson, open qualifier from last night, will start in 3rd. Matt Schlosser is a Venom Truck Series regular. He will start in the 4th position. How about Ryan Vargas, first winner of the Daytona Charity Shootout here on turn 200. He will round out your top 5 starters. Next to another Venom Truck Series driver, it's Jan Van Leer starting in P6. James Lehman, another open qualifier from last night, and a Venom Truck Series winner, former ASRL Sports Car champion, starting in P8. That is Brody Gunter, who was hot on his heels here to get back from New York City back home to Florida to get in this race today. Dimitri Mundros in P9. Logan Pugh, the LCQ winner from last year, is back in the field tonight. He'll round out your top 10 starters. It's Hayden Palumbo and Cole Maxwell, the LCQ winner from last night, starting in 12th. Lawless Allen is here. Lawless Allen will start in 13th, next to last year's Charity Shootout winner, Ethan Harrison. Kyle Zittel and Jordan Jorno, another open qualifier, starting in 16th. Brindley Addington and Brad Sawinski starts in 18th. Damani Smith back there in P19. Garrett White will start in 20th. Blake Walker in 21st. Dawson Cram way back there in P22. Tony Breidinger here for the first time will start in 23rd, next to Joshua Maticek in 24th. And Chase Gibbons, last driver to post a qualifying time in P25. It's Jason Marshall starting in 26th. Then it's what a combo here on row 14. Lightning McQueen on the inside. Pravin Vijayakumar in P28. How about Tyler Bentley, the winner of the Car Inside Tour Championship, starting in 29th. John Kay, the reigning Venom Truck Series champion, way back there in P30. Danny Bone and Jeremy McKinnon will round out the field, as I don't believe RJ Starcevic is going to be gracing the track here today, unfortunately. But I believe a new record for the Motor Stardom Daytona Charity Shootout with 32 drivers who are set to take the green flag.
Yes, yeah, 32, because 31, I believe, counts me as well in that 2020 race. So technically it's 30.
Well, you did start
tonight,
that race.
In 2020, did I? Maybe I did. I think I did. But either way, we're going to get people that aren't me. 31 drivers tonight that are competing. Lots of very great, an attendance record, or a driver list record, I should say. And we're going to see a great show tonight, as it looks like we're going to race into the sunset here at Daytona International Speedway.
Rocking the Swanger Children's Hospital. On the car here today, Nathan Reynolds is going to lead the field to green here in the 51. He and Dean Thompson on the front row. 70 laps here at the World Center of Racing. The Daytona Charity Shootout in 2025 is underway. Anderson pushes Reynolds clear as Thompson is fading away on the top side. We're racing down the back straightaway for the first time. That is, I believe, Ryan Vargas pushing up on the outside. It opens the door for James Lehman running the Warrior Project on that 50 machine to pull up on the inside. Hard to miss the Blake Anderson machine. This is not Blake Anderson of the All-Star Circuit of Champions fame, as he's busy at the Tulsa Shootout right now.
Not the scheme from last night either.
Reynolds leads the opener. Here is Vargas and Thompson. That is a dangerous combo of former winners of this race. Pushing up on the outside. That's Ethan Harrison, last year's winner, up into the wall in the 77. That will shuffle him outside of the top 20.
Yeah, we got, I believe, three defending winners in the field here. Ryan Vargas, Dean Thompson, and Ethan Harrison. So we'll see if we get a fresh new winner. We're going to have somebody maybe repeat. Ryan Vargas is always at the front of these events. I remember Dean Thompson showed up late in his race, but Ryan Vargas always seems to just be man in the front. Almost won in 2020 as well. He's probably been the best tenured guy here, besides the guy out front, Nathan Reynolds. How about the two most experienced guys here in this event leading the field?
Well, experience is showing early. And we didn't talk about it in the pre-race, but these drivers have a couple of fast repairs to burn. I'd argue that's what cost Ryan Vargas last year. Is he had that weird thing where the sim thought he was underneath another car and just kind of pooped him out of the car in front of him, to be frank, and it blew his motor. So
Blake Walker is steamrolling up the middle.
Wow, that is a huge run for Walker.
That didn't end up in a wreck.
Whoa! And Matt Schlosser into Dean Thompson.
Thompson
is favorite. As Schlosser trying to take advantage of the Walker run, that will send the Cat skid steer loader machine towards the back. Reynolds continuing to blink off the front bumper of James Lamo. That's a potent combo as well. It's now Blake Anderson leading with help from Ryan Vargas. Now Anderson is going to get clear.
Anderson really strong in the qualifiers last night. Puts himself right to the front of the big main event on Saturday early.
And now it's going to be Blake Walker shuffling Matt Schlosser out of line. Walker will pull up to the back bumper of Ryan Vargas.
Some folks have been flirting with 3 wide early, but Schlosser is not going to get any friends on the top side here. Schlosser going to get shuffled way out of line as he has no hole to dive into.
Ryan Vargas is begging for a push at the front of the field. Walker, for the moment, after that frantic dash to the front, seems just keen to ride here, second in line on the outside.
Yeah, Blake Walker was the guy that pushed Ethan Harrison to victory last time around. He played a big factor in that, so he's always afraid to get up here next time.
Uh-oh, here we go. Jason Mitchell pushing Garrett White here on the outside, and we're scattered 3 wide. How about this? Garrett White leading the outside line now after Vargas abandons ship in the middle. But now there's no help on the top side. Anderson will still have the advantage. Now Vargas going to get the run. Will Walker go with him? Or even Brody Gunter, perhaps? Vargas is going to be all by himself on the outside early.
Little contact from the wall there for Vargas. A little stripe. Didn't hurt him.
Tough spot to be in here.
Of course, cars are so dicey.
Yeah, definitely. If there's anybody I would trust to be in that position, though, I would say it'd be Ryan Vargas.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, Vargas not really going to get any help here, it doesn't appear.
Nope. Well, he'll find a hole in line there behind Dawson Cram. Shout out to JD Motorsports. And shout out to 50 people watching. That's never happened before. Hello to everybody.
Hey.
Hello to Mike Milfeld.
We get that chattel being active tonight. I think we're closing. I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it yet. No,
I wouldn't say it.
Big
we're closing on something. I'm not going to say what it is, but...
Yeah, Nathan Reynolds is awfully... Oh! There goes Ryan Vargas.
It's because I thought of it. So I was about to say we're closing in on the green flag record.
Vargas Cram, Chase Gibbons, Brad Sawinski, Jan Van Leer, Cole Maxwell, Devontae Smith, Tyler Bentley. And John Kay's trying to dial up a replay for you, Matt, whenever we get a look at the incident. He says take one from his cockpit, too. I don't think anybody's in deep due on this one. Everybody, a few drivers will have some damage to repair, though.
Let's take a look, see if we can figure out where this thing starts at. Oh, and it looks like this is going to be tough to find with new faces, new paint schemes. We'll do our best.
I think that's Dawson Cram that gets, I don't know how it starts, but that's him of the JD Motorsports machine. Oh, and under the caution, we're bumping and banging here as well.
It looks like maybe a little push from Vargas here. Gets that number 4 sideways.
We're wrecking under Yeller.
Oh, and some big net code here as well. My goodness, some huge shots to multiple cars. That's Jan Van Leer in the other number 26 machine. And whose in car do we need to look at for this? I was
John
trying
K.
to find the. Oh boy! Of course it was John K.
Why wouldn't it be?
Alrighty, folks, it's our first in-car camera of the night. Let's take a look. Oh, scatter right in front. He splits the uprights straight through.
Well, he may not get any money at the end of the night, but he's got 3 points on the board.
3 points on the board for the 2 of John K. here early. But I think he's going to have a trip to the back of the line as well for his troubles.
Well, he's getting a call from the Atlanta Falcons right now, too. So under the caution, we had contact, I believe, related to a Nathan Reynolds blink. But Dean Thompson, James Lehman, Dimitri Mundros, Lawless Allen, Kyle Zittel, all kind of got accordioned up. So most of the drivers came down pit road. A handful did not, including Blake Anderson and Jason Marshall, who now find themselves at the front of the field. Hello, Mr. Tech Hunter, cheering on Chase Gibbons.
And Mike Milfelt pointing out the net code there. Yeah, there was, after the contact, there was a major net code for, I believe it was Jan Van Leer, who was kind of in the middle, and it didn't seem like anybody either on the inside or the outside made contact with him, but his car just went completely sideways out of nowhere. Those are the unfortunate circumstances that iRacing can provide every once in a while.
It do be like that sometimes. Hitting double digits on the board this time. Blake Anderson leading the way with Blake Walker behind. It's Marshall and Palumbo up at the front for the first time today. Logan Pugh, Dean Thompson. Thompson third on the inside. This is
Nathan Reynolds.
Yeah, this is Nathan Reynolds. Maybe trying to fix those internet issues. I mean, I can't think of any time that Nathan Reynolds has ever had connection issues. That's incredibly out of character for
this
whatever
is what
he's
happens
got
when
going
you
on.
retire. You're just not at it every day, every week like you used to be. You're trying to work out the kinks, and it's tough coming doing these one-offs. That's what I've heard from drivers. It's hard, and I'm sure it's just as hard for Nathan Reynolds. I mean, he's a busy man. There's a lot of things to do.
Well, the good news,
baseball going on.
He is definitely a busy dad, that is for sure. The good news for him is he is only 1 lap down. So should we, I don't know, just happen to have another caution, he'll be back on the lead lap.
What I think maybe he was trying to do, because his car still looks damaged, maybe he was trying to save a fast repair, knowing he's good at he'll get another yellow to get back in the lead lap. So maybe he's playing the long game here.
Some shuffling going on right around the top 10. Lightning McQueen gets shuffled out to the outside and must not have brought his jumping tires here today. No jumps off the wall over top of the rest of the cars thus far. Maybe he's just saving it for later.
I think so. I mean, that's got to be a one-use thing, right?
I would say so, and I do have to give a shout out to the man, acting. Obviously, we know Owen Wilson has been Lightning McQueen in the past, but the last few years it's been Jaden Carter who is acting as Lightning McQueen, and so he's putting on a show, as all of you guys see on the broadcast. As Carter in the session, everybody's enjoying the Lightning McQueen presence, especially Dean Thompson, as he just found out that Lightning is a Ford, at least tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lightning and Ethan Harrison have gotten some movement on the top side here. They're now split off from each other, so the run might stall a bit.
We almost had a crash. We had a big save. Brad Sawinski, Ryan Vargas, Tony Breininger, and Dimitri Munchwitz all got together at the back of the field. And Breindinger's got the worst of it, but she is still going to be able to hang with the pack. Vargas has a lot of damage on that 26 machine.
Yeah, and a lot of these drivers. Yeah, a lot of these drivers with some damage, but I think there's others that are also just hanging out in the back, waiting for everybody to destroy their race cars here.
All right, Marshall gives up the bottom, opens the door for a big run from Blake Anderson as Lightning McQueen nearly gets run up into the wall there by Brody Gunter.
Momentum is icy.
Yeah, the momentum is swinging all over the place here. It's our first appearance towards the front of Pravin Vijaya Kumar, who was the star of the show last night, but he gets himself up into the wall, trying to push Lightning McQueen up towards the front. And that will break up the extreme top line once again. Dean Thompson there, laying back for a little bit of help. I believe that's Chase Gibbons in 6. So the numbers on a lot of these cars don't match the numbers that are being scored.
Pravi gets stuck in the wall a little bit there. He should be okay, though, as there's a lot of people back there. Yeah, just taking it cautious. And honestly, yeah, 2 fast repairs like we were talking about last night. It can go away really, really quickly, as we already see one go away for a lot of people as Ethan Harrison gets some wall there.
That was last year's winner. Again, trying this extreme outside line. Matt, we talk all the time about how 3 wide is a little bit more comfortable at Talladega than it is here at Daytona. It is certainly possible, but man, would you be putting yourself 3 wide on lap 15?
Yeah, lap 15. I mean, you got 2 fast repairs. If you're out there wanting to put on a show for the fans, I mean, why not go for it if you got a couple left? If you have to use one up early, probably not. But I will say, this is probably the toughest race car on iRacing to go 3 wide at Daytona, just because of the looseness of this race car, especially when you're getting pushed by somebody.
Is it Kajal?
I'm smelling some lightning. I'm smelling some burning. So far, it's not my router. Here comes Lightning McQueen.
McQueen to the front. Can he get himself clear with help from Garrett White? Not quite yet. Hayden Palumbo leading the way. Whoa, second from Logan Pugh, and that is going to set it off. Oh, that is a massive crash.
And
yikes.
They're still wrecking further in the back. Logan Pugh, Brody Gunter, some extra contact there towards the end. That was a big one.
I'm counting at least 15 cars in that one. That was quite big.
Tell you what, though, that strategy did pay off for a couple of those drivers that were hanging around in the back.
That was quite the checkup there from Pugh in the middle. I'm not sure what set that off.
We're 3 wide up at the front. Palumbo's going to go from the middle, and he is clear down to the bottom. Looks like Schlosser pushing Pugh. Yeah, Pugh was way behind the 8 ball there. Not sure. Maybe after the movement from Palumbo, it just had a big pocket of air, hit the 12 potentially. But Schlosser gets into the back of the 12, spins him around, and then it's on from there. You see a bunch of folks down onto the apron, into the grass, trying to stay away from it all. Cole Maxwell trying to stay away from it, gets a little netcode shot there. Pretty much everybody that was further behind it stayed out of it, luckily for them. Let's take a look. We'll try and look from Matt Schlosser's point of view here and see if we can get somewhat of a look at what happened with Pugh in front. As you see, Palumbo moves down. Also saw some smoke there. It is potential that Pugh may have blown an engine. We did see that in the qualifiers last night. There's some smoke coming out of the 12 well before the contact.
That lines up a lot more with what we just saw.
We'll take one more look and see if we can hear the engine blow. I don't know. I don't hear anything out of the 12. It looks like he's still got RPMs. Tough to say. Nonetheless, that is a big one here, going off on lap 17.
And the drivers that got the worst of that, of course, Logan Pugh and Matt Schlosser were right there on the scene. Brody Gunter, Jeremy McKinnon, and Tony Breidinger as well, all got meatball flags in that one, so they all will have to take a fast repair. Some other drivers with some big enough damage probably considered it. But I can tell you this much, the top 7 drivers have stayed out under this caution. New leaders Hayden Palumbo, Jason Marshall, Blake Anderson, Lawless Allen, Brinley Addington, and Jan Van Leer are all still out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, we got to send some people out there to fix the damn safe repair here.
I think so.
It looks like one of our big names on the night, Tony Breidinger, not able to get this car rolling. Is going to be a couple laps down at this point.
Yeah, Nathan Reynolds had to back out and come back, so he's no longer in the lucky dog position. Breidinger, Gunter, Schlosser, Pugh, all not on the lead lap. That gives us 27 who are all the way back to Sawinski. Well, we almost made it to the record again. Got a lap short of it. I'm feeling it this time, though.
I mean, the racing so far tonight has been pretty spectacular. Lots of 3 wide with only a couple of cautions thus far, with a bunch of drivers that do not know each other, do not work together. That's it's been pretty good stuff so far. So thanks to everybody that's tuning in and watching here tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. And we got plenty of action left on the evening for you. We are going to take the green on lap 20 of 70 here.
Big quote from Lightning McQueen. I occasionally drink and drive. Is that who we want to represent racing to the youth?
Probably not.
Well,
but to be honest, Tow Mater was probably like that before his time as well.
I would imagine it's hard not to drink and drive if you're literally a car. We're back underway.
Well, I heard that's why Tow Mater couldn't be here tonight. I know some people were asking
He's
in
in the
Venom
slammer?
Discord. Yeah, I just heard he was dealing with some stuff, so, maybe next year.
Oh, boy. There's probably an embargo on that press release. We'll hear about it soon enough. Anyway, we're back underway here. Lap 20 on the board.
Oh, we got a lap car.
That's Birdie Gunter, LePage.
Birdie Gunter got communication from his spotter, thankfully, like we were talking about last night, whether Kevin LePage's spotter or not. Which I guess allegedly he did, just didn't get there.
Well, how about this? Lawless Allen showing the way on the top line here, and he's about to lead himself a lap. And Dawson Cram making moves all by himself on this top line.
Yeah, a little
Walker
bit help for
Kyle Zittel. Quick trip machine.
Kyle Zittel coming to be the cavalry on the third lane here. Hoping to get one more, and they get it.
We got could we get a little 3x3 action? Dawson Cram getting real close to that right quarter panel.
White giving the push. Now Lawless Allen up to the top side as Zittel is into the wall and is going to lose out on the top line party here. Jan Van Leer and the Johnny Benson Kmart throwback is now going to lead it at the stripe over Jason Marshall.
How about Jan Van Leer? My greatest memory of him was Venom Truck Series at Thompson. For any of you in here who watched that race, it was a rough night in the sim, or as for me, in my chair. I tried my best, though. I was up there.
Gone off the front bumper of James Lehman. Good Lord. That was almost a disaster.
And that's what it's like in the Xfinity cars here. You get a big bump, and it just gets you completely sideways. You got to make the save. Everybody does a great job.
It is so cool to watch these guys wheel these things because it seems like there's a save a lap. 63 strong here on YouTube holding their breath because, damn.
Yeah, we're I feel it brewing once again. We're not too far. I don't think we're going to get the record here as James Lehman sticks his nose in, and there we go.
No, here we go.
And there it goes.
Yep.
Oh, we're still wrecking middle of the pack. Brintley Addington's around.
And this
Jay
one is
Kumar,
bigger than
Lightning
the last
McQueen
one.
keeps it clean. Damani Smith made it through. But there's a lot that didn't.
That's about half the field right there.
That
with
is
some sort of contact.
That is 20 drivers with a 4X. 20 out of 32.
There's calculations on that?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Gotta find this information.
Yeah, those one-offs are tough, aren't they, RJ?
Aye. That was big. That was a
big.
huge crash. And
I mean,
Lightning McQueen did get a piece of that. But he didn't get the worst of it, that's for sure.
We'll do our best to see where this thing starts, but
I would start with James Lehman.
yeah, it looks like Jan Van Leer kind of out of line with Lehman here. Lehman trying to stick it to the middle. Jan's a little bit out of line, and it checks the whole lineup. It looks like it was Blake Walker that is the first one to go around straight up the racetrack, as you typically do once you're sideways here on the super speedways, and there's just nowhere for anybody to go, really.
No.
Continuing to wreck, Jordan Journeau and couple of others get together late here. Contact for Addington late as well. Roll it back one more time. Go for the in-car here with Blake Walker. Big checkup. Gets into the back of Lehman. And then he gets punted from behind straight up into the wall. Things have gotten a little topsy-turvy here in the middle of the race, fellas. A lot of folks down pit road trying to get some damage fixed. A lot of drivers that probably don't feel a fast repair is necessary at this time, trying to get optional damage repaired so they can save their fast repairs for later on in this one should they need it.
A lot of crews thrashing here. And this is definitely a case of not wanting to burn a fast repair. Not quite to the halfway point in this race. You definitely don't want to use it if you don't have to. Especially with a potential 15 overtimes. You definitely want to save one. Yeah, potential. You definitely want to save some.
Yeah, you can never put it out of the question. I mean, we're just talking about the sim, but I mean, NASCAR at Nashville this year had 5 overtimes, in the real world. So anything's possible in the 2024, now 2025 NASCAR Cup Series. So anything's possible here.
Did anybody bring the Joey Logano Ford Mustang model with the extra fuel piping in it? That's the question.
And did anybody wear webbed gloves for qualifying? I think that's another question here tonight.
You'll have to ask Nathan Reynolds about that one.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody brought any of those, but it seems like Blake Anderson bought a 12-pack on his pit box.
He did say
what happened here.
I was going to say he did say that it was beer 30 under this caution. So God's drunkest driver is about to be back at it again here coming to the restart on lap 27.
Wow.
And starting inside the top 10.
Yes, indeed. Well, Nathan Reynolds is still out here. The internet issues are still not fixed, though, unfortunately. A couple of drivers getting some wave arounds.
Well, guys, we got a couple of drivers running cameras for us here tonight. And we'll get to show them on screen here for a moment. That's Josh Matichek and John Kay lending their webcams to us for the evening. Matichek is in the VR headset. We don't always see that from Matichek, so he's getting pretty serious here for the Daytona Charity Shootout. Don't blame him one bit. And John Kay, always a force to be reckoned with.
He is very, very dominant in the Venom Truck Series, I'd say, when I got to race around him. Especially that one race we were talking about, Rockingham, where I showed some colors. He was even better.
Went and got himself a championship this year in the Venom Truck Series, and he's looking to start off 2025 in a big, big way.
So are Jason Marshall and Jan Van Leer. Despite the stack-up, Jan is still at the front of this field. We're back at our way. Hayden Palumbo, Lawless Allen on run number 2. Marshall right up to the top side and already bumping and banging. Trying to get this momentum generated early. And Marshall right back down. Jan Van Leer is hung out. Next up for him will be Danny Bone, who's peeking out at the front of the field here for the first time. He's got a push from Ryan Vargas and a lot of momentum straight into the back bumper of the 26. but not very organized right now. Marshall, Palumbo, Allen, Damani Smith up here for the first time. James Lehman, Blake Anderson, all working on this bottom as well. Jan nearly pushed out by Danny Bone.
I was about to say, one of the calmest starts we've seen. Shout out to Monty Smith up in 4th place. He has his own NASCAR media website, everymanonEveryCrew.com. He's got that aboard his 45 Toyotas. Now Lawless moves to the top, and I'm sure action's going to pick up here. We see a lot more people kind of lagging back this time, but I'm sure that's going to change relatively quickly.
I don't know, after a 15-car pileup and a 20-car pileup, do you think these drivers are driving a little scared right now?
I'd say so. A little bit.
I don't know.
Not Danny Bone, though. Shout out Danny Bone.
It doesn't appear so.
Yeah.
Danny Bone is here. He's been at quite his share of Daytona charity shootouts, and he's run the same exact paint scheme every time. He's a simple man.
Easy to find.
Exactly.
Top line, a lot of momentum right now. Lawless Allen trying to get to the front with the help of Jan Van Leer.
JVL giving some assistance to Lawless Allen. And the checkups are big. You can see why these stack-ups are happening, because even just a little lift to the throttle, and these lines are starting to accordion up in Constantina real easy. Lightning McQueen tempting the top-siders once again. Matt Schlosser going to fill that gap. Last year's winner as well.
Gonna get shuffled out here.
Vargas plugs the hole. He's now up to JVL. Johnny Venson Lear.
Vargas likes to be up front. He's make sure to make his way and get in there. I would assume he maybe used one faster pair. I assume he's got maybe one left in the tank.
Another big check up there on the bottom as this top side is rolling. Lawless Allen back even now with Jason Marshall. Here's Lightning McQueen once again looking to the outside of Chase Gibbons. It is super tense here. We're not even to the halfway mark.
Yeah, it was
this race is always just a powder keg.
Wallace Allen pushed clear of Jason Marshall, and he is going to drop down.
Damani Smith.
Blake Walker threading the needle in the back there as he is working his way up. Oh, going to go through the middle of Lightning McQueen.
Walker has just got these huge runs, and wow, what an awkward little push there to Chase Gibbons. He clears the middle for himself, and will shuffle Gibbons out.
Dale would be proud of that 88 car because he is flying through the field.
Absolutely bullies his way up into second on the outside as Jan is loose. Now Walker faced with the proposition of pushing Ryan Vargas to the lead. Shout out to Nate Siefker hanging out with us. I don't know if we mentioned him already.
A little bit of pushing the pusher down on the bottom here. That is dangerous territory to be in.
It is. Marshall on Lawless Allen, who clips the apron there and gets a little bit loosey-goosey.
Look at this big run on the top side.
McQueen, Walker, Vargas have got it hooked up. Vargas on point, trying to contest the lead from Jan Van Leer. Vargas giving some instruction here to Walker. As there's Ethan Harrison, who had to disconnect from the session because his car wouldn't leave pit road. It wasn't because he didn't take a fast repair. It just wouldn't let him leave.
Yeah, that is an
It's weird.
odd iRacing situation here. You hope the iRacing police wasn't listening to radio comms about beers. made a decision. But you never know.
I think we got a breathalyzer coming next season. Is Damani Smith just came down pit road?
Possibly. Yeah, Damani was running up front there. I saw some damage on the car. Maybe he was overheating just a little bit. But he was running up in the top 5 and then peeled off in the backstretch. So I guess he had to take a little pit stop.
Yeah,
Ryan Vargas. Go ahead.
Oh, Vargas is clear, and he is going to take it. We haven't talked about overheating too much here tonight, but we did have someone blow an engine in the qualifiers last night. In the Xfinity car, if you are tucked right up under somebody for 2 or 3 straight laps, you really have to be careful. You kind of have to duck half out of line to get a little bit of air to that nose. Otherwise, you can get in trouble. There's some shuffling going on up here in the front. Lightning McQueen looking for the lead.
Good chow. It's the 95 to the front of the field. Ryan Vargas steps out of line. He wants the lead back. It's the dynamic duo from 2022 right back at it.
This was the end of the race back in 2022. Well, Brad Swiecki's got a modified basically up there. As now Ryan Vargas is going to assume the lead from Lightning.
Oh, Wallace Allen through the grass.
Oh, the lawn.
All stacked up there, pushing the pusher and the pusher and the pusher.
And
Goodness gracious.
Save it, though.
He might have a shot to hold on to the draft here, but he's going to be way back in the running order.
Look at this
Now
move from Tyler Bentley from like 4th in line on the top, dives to the bottom.
First time we've mentioned Tyler Bentley tonight. 3 wide.
Holy cow, we got 3 wide action everywhere.
Undeterred, Tyler Bentley pushes from the middle now into the lead of the middle line, trying to take that lead outright.
Hello, Tyler Bentley.
Winner of the Car Inside Tour Championship. That's how he got himself into the mix here tonight. And now he just leads lap number 36.
Oh, one way down the racetrack. I think it was Brinley Addington.
Addington and Lawless Allen both caught a piece of the grass there. Poor Lawless Allen's having a heck of a time all of a sudden. Side by side behind the top 2. Vargas and McQueen. Who would have thunk it? We're across halfway. This is probably our longest run of the night.
I would have to say it's a scary statement to make.
Yeah, the last caution I think was on lap 23 or 24. So yeah, we've had 13, 14 laps of green flag racing here.
Look at us go.
Wow.
This race has been so funny because you have these big moments of huge moves from 3 or 4 drivers, and then things kind of settle down, and drivers are just plotting their next move, and 2 laps later, it's all going crazy once again.
Oh, that was Vijay Kumar Pravi trying to make a move back there on Gibbons and shoot the middle. Gibbons wasn't having it.
No.
Shuts the door.
I got an iRacing question for you guys. Is the sun not going to set because it says 0x?
Yeah, it's we're on a static time here, so we're going to be stuck at 7:45 p.m.
Okay, so we have frozen time here for the Daytona Charity Shootout.
Time always stands still when we're racing here at Daytona.
And they say, well, from personal experience for me, sunsets are, you get some of the best sunsets here at Daytona International Speedway, I got to say.
Yes, indeed. That's Garrett White getting lapped once again. Hello to Scott Patton in the chat, cheering on James Lehman, who's 3rd on the top line right now. I would imagine it was Scott that painted his lovely Wounded Warrior Project number 50 machine.
Lehman's been kind of quiet. We've mentioned his name a couple of times, but hasn't been involved in really any big incidents. He's been up here in the top 10 most of the night.
was involved in that huge one. But outside of that, yes, he's kept himself out of trouble. Even really in that big one, he kind of kept himself out of the thick of it. But there we're 4 cars locking bumpers in the real Xfinity Series. That would be a couple of different problems, legally and monetarily. But this is Tyler Bentley leading Blake Walker with a bump there from Lehman. He's clear. He can move down on Vargas if he wants, and now Vargas going to close that back up.
We haven't had to talk about fuel yet tonight. There's a few drivers that have either not been down pit road or came down pit road very, very early. Still out here in the middle of the pack. So as we continue along here, we might have to have some drivers find their way down pit road. And if there's no caution coming out, if they don't come down pit road together, they're going to be put in a tough spot.
That may have been what happened to Damani Smith, rather. So he jumped out of the pack real quick. Vargas back in control as we're into the trial here. Lap 42 of 70. This one is winding down already.
It sure is, and we have just maintained some nice, still some dicey racing. Cars are bouncing all over the place. But keeping it clean here so far. Ryan Vargas leading the way. Lightning McQueen right behind him. And now another lead change.
Bentley surging back ahead. Nobody trying the third line yet, but I see Pravi lurking back there. Always a chance that 97 will go up top. Maybe if he gets a big enough run and leaves himself a big enough gap, Lehman and Walker can leave Tyler Bentley out. We kind of talk about this in the trucks because it seems like more of an OP strategy map, but this not moving down to the bottom. Are you surprised to see it in the Xfinity car?
I wouldn't really say I'm surprised, especially if you get hooked up with somebody that you work well with. I mean, as we got some
There's Pravi
banging here in the middle. That is Pravi. But if you get hooked up with somebody that you work well with, I mean, why not stick with them? It's you get the momentum off the middle and the top side as well. Might as well stick with it, but I will tell you, it can stack the field up a little bit.
So we talked about Pravi maybe going to the top side, but he moves his way into the middle and then finds a gap there left by Jan Van Leer to get third in line here on the bottom. So Vijay Kumar is up into the mix, the show stealer from last night in the open qualifiers. Friend of Mr. Starcevic as well. Ethan Harrison says he's intentionally throwing debris out the back of his car to try and draw a caution. Not sure it works. We'll see. It's a bold strategy. Got to remember where you threw it.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe race control's taking a nap. I don't know.
We have race control here?
Yeah.
It's questionable.
It's more so free will here in the Daytona Charity Shootout, they say. More so of like some people just don't understand.
I think you're
force.
Oh, one of your questions is about to be answered. Jan Van Leer is coming to pit road, and Hayden Palumbo is going to come with him.
Are we seeing green flag pit stops in the Daytona Charity Shootout?
Well, I think Jan is one of those drivers that I don't know if he's been down pit road yet. Matt Schlosser also coming down.
We are breaking records tonight.
I think
How about round of applause for the field tonight?
I don't believe Hayden Palumbo had been down pit road. There is, I think, one left out. I don't believe Jason Marshall has been down pit road either. So that's telling me Marshall's going to have to find his way here pretty quickly as well.
I think your other question of engine temp, Blake Walker's been looking around a lot, and he moves up to the top side now that Chase Gibbons goes up top. I think he needed some air to the front of that 88 machine. That will break up what is now the middle line and give Vargas firm control over this field. Vijay Kumar is now clear to move up if he wishes. Lightning McQueen is as well. Lightning goes up top, and Vargas can't answer in time.
Oh, we are tight squeezing here.
Pravi gets bullied up by Marshall.
He's stuck in the middle. Lightning got to move down. This is going to get interesting.
A little door-to-door contact.
Momentum's
3
gonna carry
wide.
This to 3 wide.
3 wide, 3 deep at the front. Jason Marshall says he's pitting this time from a very precarious position here.
Uh-oh.
There's
a
lap
lap
traffic
car
coming
up
up here
front.
as well. Oh, there's Lehman.
Oh, Blake! Oh! And there goes the green flag run. Got Tony Breininger,
Kyle
Amster
Zittel
Hood.
taken out by Blake Walker as well. Caution was
Lehman.
already out.
Lehman off of the front bumper of Chase Gibbons. Blake Anderson, Tony Breininger, Blake Walker, Logan Pugh, Kyle Zittel, all involved in this one.
Wow. I don't know exactly what number we have and how long. I think you said 23 was the caution or the green flag, but that is the longest green flag run in Daytona Charity Shootout history.
Yeehaw.
And they were not taking it easy.
Not at all.
Well, let's take a look. Lapped car up on the top side here. Driver's trying to figure out where they're going to go with it. Lehman going to try and move down, and the hole just was not quite big enough. Blake Anderson right there piles in. Oh, dear, Tony Breininger right into the back of Anderson, but really nowhere to go. A lot of drivers piling in on the bottom here. Lehman, Breininger, Anderson, Walker. Mentioned Kyle Zittel involved in that one. Then as they're coming back up the racetrack, Zittel and Walker got back together yet again. I think this is going to bring a lot of folks down pit road.
Yeah, I would say so, just to be safe on fuel. Obviously, a lot of people pit on various laps, but I would assume this puts everyone good to the end, though. Everyone should be safe.
Well, good to the end of regulation, but you know, we're advertising a lot of green, white checkers here.
That's what I've heard. That's what they let me.
Take a replay from the view of Blake Anderson as these cars just collapse down to the bottom.
How shaky are those hands?
Looked pretty good until the contact.
Yeah.
Might be able to walk in a straight line.
Just double-checked the green-white checkered count in the session, and yes, 15. Just want to confirm to everybody. That's the max. No, we're not having 16 tonight, guys, but 15's okay. But what a time to get tuned in here, locked into the Daytona Charity Shootout, where the sun does not move because we have frozen time. We have frozen the solar system to have a great sunset and a great view tonight, but just enough to where the sun's tucked behind the track so it's not in the driver's eyes. You know, we can't be having that. I think. I don't know. I haven't seen the sun. But nonetheless, it's going to be a great finish here. We're going to be taking the green just under 20 laps to go. Will we get another 20-lap green flag run to the finish? I doubt it. But you never know. These guys have impressed me. Not that I had any doubts, but it is Daytona.
I mean, with we've only had 4 cautions here so far tonight, so I think a lot of
Might be
folks
a record,
with
too.
some decently healthy cars out on the racetrack is probably going to make things interesting here.
I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is Nathan Reynolds is back on the lead lap. The bad news is as soon as that happened, he lagged out of the session.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So that is that's another hill for Nathan Reynolds to climb from the pole to the 9th layer of hell. It seems at this moment he's not having a good night.
Well, he was also attempting to run a camera for us here tonight, but unfortunately...
Maybe that's
with
the
his
problem.
Yeah, unfortunately with his internet issues, that has gone away, and I do not blame him trying to get things worked out there for the 51.
So, well, first of all, hello to Pierce in the chat with one of the more interesting messages we've ever got of support for a driver. But yes, to Mike Milfeld's point, it's about to get serious. 20 laps to go. When we come back to the stripe, it's Dimitri Mundros leading the field. Matt Schlosser, who I believe is racing for the ASPCA tonight. He's on the outside front row. Jan Van Leer, Kyle Zittel, or rather, Jan Van Leer, Hayden Palumbo, Dean Thompson, Ryan Vargas, Pravin Vijay Kumar, Lawless Allen, Logan Pugh, Danny Bone. I believe that is the top 10 here, coming to a restart with 20 to go.
Yeah, Tyler Bentley right there as well. And, yeah, things are about to get wild and crazy with 20 to go.
Back to the Geico restart zone.
Oh,
We're underway.
stacking it up.
Not a great start there. Yep, that one. That'll be a caution. That was ugly.
That was a restart.
Yes, it was. Well, that'll happen sometimes, man. The top line there at the front of the field did not go.
Big stack up on the bottom. It looks like Lightning McQueen's going to get the worst of it. It's going to allow somebody to get another lap back.
A few drivers were able to get a wave around here.
Yeah, Lightning McQueen collected in that.
It only ratchets up the intensity for the next restart with less laps to go. And all the fans and all the drivers likely on the edge of their seats here as well.
Yeah, boy.
It looks like it will not be a W in the 5th try for Nathan Reynolds, unless a miraculous internet effort tonight. But obviously, as we did at the beginning of the broadcast, shout out for him for being such a very valuable piece to this event every year. And I'm sure, as we've explained in past episodes, but Nathan was the guy that connected me with Turn 200 iRacing. So
Yes, indeed.
thank you, Nathan, for being able to make this possible and connecting all the dots.
Had to go a long way to catch the pace car there.
Oh yeah, one of the funnest things in iRacing to do. Catch the pace car. At least I've learned.
Well, they do call it iPacing every once in a while.
Yes, I've heard that.
Well, this, I hate to say it, 5 cautions isn't nothing, but good Lord. We've had some iPacing here on the channel before. This ain't it.
No, this has been a spectacular night in regards to both the racing on the track and the amount of cautions we've had. Especially with the bigger field that we had. A lot of drivers not familiar with each other. 5 cautions is pretty good up to this point, if you ask me.
Yeah, there are so many drivers. There's definitely a handful of drivers that are hopping on the service literally just to race this event. So it's always awesome to see. I know people like Danny Bone. I know Tony Breidinger. A lot of the NASCAR drivers aren't on the service all the time. They are able to get some sim work and everything. But a lot of people just come on here to have some fun once or twice a year. And we applaud them for being here for us.
And it's like those NASCAR drivers have something better to do or something.
Yeah, that's what I guess. Yeah, sometimes, we'll run one of these in the middle of the summer and really find out who's dedicated to the Daytona Charity Shootout.
Andy Ducato, we'll have to fill Nathan Reynolds' spot next year. Are we going to allow that from Andy?
I was almost thinking at some point, Bentley Reynolds is going to make his debut. I was trying. I suggested to Nathan we get Bentley in the open qualifiers. I'm sure there's a lot of things with baseball and school. I guess kids got to go to school as well. But
he has
one of these
open
years,
qualifier before.
He has.
He won an open
sure
qualifier
has.
for the Venom All-Star race. So, he could certainly get it done. And for those out there that don't know, he is 6 years old. And,
Yes.
Won an open qualifier to get into an All-Star race for the Venom Truck Series. It was quite the sight to behold.
Who did he beat for that?
I can't remember. I just know it being one of the greatest sound bites I've ever had.
Matt
do you remember what time of year? When was that Venom All-Star race?
Oh,
Month?
I remember it well, RJ, because I was one of those folks that he did beat.
What month was that All-Star race in? I'm trying to find
Lord.
the
July or August. I can't
video
remember.
I have of it. It's one of the best sound pieces I have here on my phone when you guys introduced Bentley to the world on the broadcast.
Yeah, his interview was pretty spectacular.
His interview was tremendous.
I believe the quote was, "I practiced about 5 times. I practiced a lot." I wish I was that good when I had only practiced 5 times.
Boy, yeah, he just came out and showed everybody up.
And I want to get in quick here. Some wise words from a previous winner of this event, Ryan Vargas. The existence of lawless Allen implies the existence of a lawful Allen. So, on top of being a race car driver, he's a philosopher too.
I'm gonna have to agree with that.
I have to too. We'll see how law-abiding the 25 car is here as he's getting ready to push Ryan Vargas here on this restart. Closing in on 16 laps to go.
We're almost to the home stretch here. Crazy to think about. Let's see if we can make it all the way.
Dimitri Mundros and Jan Van Lee are back in the front row. We'll see if we can make it past the start-finish line this time. Working our 5th caution. Back at our way.
Looks like a better start throughout the field. Vargas going to pull right down immediately behind Matt Schlosser.
Here is Dean Thompson now pushing Jan Van Leer. Pravi not too far behind. Tyler Bentley's back in the mix here. Hayden Palumbo, Matt Schlosser, and Jan Van Leer being a push to the lead by Dean Thompson. JVL leading the winner's straight on the top side now will drop down in front of Mundros. There's Nathan Reynolds in the chat. Yeah, that sucks. It sucks a bunch. There's no way around that.
It certainly does when the race is pretty much out of your hands at that point. And things like that are taking control.
We can verify that. I don't think we've ever seen Nathan Reynolds blink here on the channel. But look at this powertrain up on the top side. No warranty for what's about to happen here, though.
Oh, and here comes car steaming up the middle. Gets the door shut on him as we're kind of back too wide up front, but it's interesting to see how that third lane kind of generates.
Probably going to get hung out here. It's Tyler Bentley.
He's going to have a little help coming, though. Lawless Allen also on the top side.
Ooh. Yikes.
Boy, I don't know if Vargas is trying to get under Dean here, but it's going to cause some contact.
We're stacking up. We're getting loose.
Door-to-door contact from the middle down to the bottom lane, but everybody hanging on to it for right now.
Danny Bone into the wall. He's going to go to the back just a tad.
Now stepping out of line, Mundros wants back on points. Contact.
Oh.
Matt Schlosser shuffled out. He's going to come back in the line.
In.
Lehman getting bounced around.
Oh, no.
There's Pravi into the wall. He saves it.
Wow.
Oh. Thompson right across the nose of Pravi, and he saves it. Unbelievable. Oh, Thompson!
There goes Thompson.
Oh, boy.
He's not saving this one.
There we go. Oh, and we are just piling in here, full speed.
Oh, my goodness.
Cole Maxwell locks it down. I think he keeps himself out of trouble, but the same cannot be said for another 10 to 12 cars.
Dean had saved so many tonight. He cannot save that one.
Vargas, Thompson, Lehman, John Kay, Jordan Journeau, Jason Marshall, Jeremy McKinnon, Logan Pugh, Brindley Addington, Brody Gunter, Blake Anderson, Lawless Allen, Damani Smith, all involved in that one.
Oh, dear. Jeremy McKinnon is.
Oof.
He is just McDowelled it into the outside wall.
Dean's saying the cat got in the way.
Oh, no. The cat hopped on
no.
the steering wheel. Oh, no. That's...
Well, yeah, that's not the first time we've heard that on the channel. Cats on the desk or on the steering wheel are more common
in front of the
than
monitor.
you would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, stepped on the steering wheel, got him loose, and I mean, he almost made this save. Just could not quite get it corralled. Down into poor James Lehman's been hit twice on some of the biggest incidents of the night. But look at everybody just scatter, and we are going to have a lot of folks through the grass here.
We got Dimitri Mundros up here in the lead, who I was saying did not really show anything all night, but that's because he was laying low, probably saving his fast repairs, honestly, at this rate. And now he's up here leading the race at the end of the show. Got to give a shout out to, a low-key shout out to one of our small group of Motor Stardom iRacing team drivers. Got to say, he's doing a valiant drive out there.
Let's look inside the cockpit of Dean Thompson here and see if we can pinpoint the moment that the cat steps on the steering wheel. Oh, yep, that looked like it might have been in a little hook to the left.
Back and to the left.
An ugly sight.
Nobody asked Dean Thompson's cat where he was on November 22nd, 1963.
You just hate to see a wreck happen like that. It's almost like back in 2021 New Hampshire when there was rain on the track and everybody just piled in. It's just unforeseen circumstances. Sometimes you got rain, sometimes you have cats, sometimes it's raining cats and dogs. And unfortunately for Dean Thompson, as he says in the chat, you'll have that.
And another unfortunate quote from Lightning McQueen. He says,
Oh.
she took the kids.
Well, it looks like he said Sally cheated on me with her Pilates instructor.
Wow.
Man, I didn't know that happened.
You know, you're not a gossip channel. I'm sure you've probably heard the rumblings, but I mean, you can't report stuff like that. It's unfortunate that that's out in the open now.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes things like that's just gonna happen. I guess in Radiator Springs, I know things have changed over there, and
It's a small town. Word travels fast.
hey, look, apparently Cars 4 is gonna come out eventually. We don't know what the plot's gonna be, but maybe we're getting little hints here on Turn 2.
You know, if we could be involved in any way, Cars 4, but to help tell the story, you know.
Yeah.
It's a little
iRacing
gritty.
iRacing or broadcast software, they need something where you can put an occasional quote on the screen that comes across in the chat. It's like a graphic. Maybe if they're hearing anything, they can do that. 'Cause sometimes this dialogue needs to be heard, especially in Venom.
Well,
Yeah, we don't need those
well-
quotes on the screen.
It's select, you know.
Yeah, there's a reason that we don't keep the chat on while the race is proceeding.
Oh, yeah, always. Any iRacing session.
Well, your call out was for Dimitri Mundros, who's been towards the front of the field. What a great call it was for Jan Van Leer to wait to make his final pit stop right about the same time that huge crash happened, kept himself out of trouble, gets himself immediately right back to the front of the field where he's been most of the night, and he'll be on the outside pole here, closing in with 10 laps to go when we get back to the stripe.
Yeah, Jan Van Leer is, shout out to Brad Swensky as well. He was running a modified all race there, getting lapped. He's back in the lead lap, and he's got a shot at this thing.
Mundros, Jan Van Leer, Ryan Vargas, Matt Schlosser, Tyler Bentley, your top 5. 10 laps to go in regulation here for the 2025 Motor Stardom Daytona Chevrolet Shootout.
Looks like we got some stack up back in the field. All's going to stay civil.
For now.
Yes.
10 laps with something like that happening on the final restart is enough time to fix the mistake, but boy, you're really pushing it, and so is
Lightning
McQueen.
McQueen.
Whoa! Danny
There we
Bone
go.
and McQueen.
Bone bound low. We got some single file. You know what happens when everybody gets separated? The runs are going to be massive, and let's see what happens here going into 3 and 4.
Vargas swipes up across the nose of Tyler Bentley. That could have been a disaster. Bentley leaves Vargas high and dry after pushing him to the lead. Look at Chase Gibbons trying to make a hole. Big shots.
There
no!
Chase.
There goes Mundros. There goes Jan Van Leer. And we're in for the big one again.
Oh, the toll was not there for Chase Gibbons.
A lot of
He
these,
was very, very adamant on making that hole.
a lot of those drivers trying to make it
Oh, we
happen.
are still hitting hard after the caution.
Man.
Man.
Yeah, lots of big hits for lots of drivers there.
A lot of drivers trying to force stuff to happen here with 10 laps to go. And that'll happen. We're starting to run thin for a few of these drivers anyway on some faster pairs.
Well, you talked about the restart getting checked up real bad, and I have to believe probably a big part of that is because you got some damaged cars out there that cannot accelerate like they normally would, checking others up, and it just gets a little dicey when you got things like that happening on a restart.
Chase Gibbons over the chat is threatening the life of Lightning McQueen, as if his life isn't bad enough already. I think the jet driver's the only thing we have not hit tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And hello to Chloe Teixeira and Bismo as well, to Zach Lockett.
Got Brindley Addington trying to mope that Reese's ice cream car around here.
What do we got on the old telestrator here?
Yeah, you see Gibbons down. He hits one car on the low side and is trying to force 4 wide here. And that just is not going to end well. Palumbo, Gibbons, Jan Van Leer, and Matt Schlosser were 4 wide there heading into turn number 1. Or excuse me, that's through the tri-oval. And that's a
Looks
tough
like
place. when you're going through the tri-oval, the car naturally just wants to turn to the left. So, you're headed through there 4 wide. That's just almost never going to end well.
That'll be the end of the night, it looks like, for Chase Gibbons.
Let's take one more look. We're going to back it up.
Out.
I'm going to back it up a little bit further, and we'll take a look at Gibbons' in-car camera here as he's trying to make things happen. Running in the middle, right behind Jan. Jan trying to get down in front of him, and Gibbons just forces a hole between Palumbo, gives Palumbo some damage, forces Jan Van Leer up the racetrack. And when he's trying to force Jan Van Leer up the racetrack, he hits the left rear quarter. And Jan Van Leer was really there with nowhere to go, with Schlosser up above him as well.
I mean, there's no doubt Gibbons was in the middle of the two lines there in an awkward spot. But, I mean, you could see the jolt he got from the shot from behind him from McQueen. I mean, it was a considerable hit that started the contact there, even though that's just an awkward spot to be in, trying to make something happen between the two lines. But like RJ said, Chase Gibbons' night is over. Here's the late. Will be restart here in a couple laps, inside of laps to go. It's 26 drivers on the lap. We'll see if Adrian Mund's going to be back out on track in time to take the leave around. I believe the Myth will be back on the lap, if I'm not mistaken. And I think everybody else is out of this race. That would be Logan Pugh, Tony Breidinger, and Nathan Reynolds, as well as Chase Gibbons. But with the lead, surprise, surprise, it's Ryan Vargas. Tyler Bentley has been making great moves here tonight. And Vargas seems to enjoy working with Bentley. We'll see if he likes racing against him as well. Row 2 will be Matt Schlosser and Brad Sawinski. Row 3, Kyle Zittel, Lawless Allen. Row 4, how about Danny Bones sticking around? Dean Thompson is still in the mix after the catastrophe from earlier. And then Blake Walker and Dawson Graham will be the rest of your top 10. I believe Jordan Journeau has retired from the race here as well. And Brentley Addington has as well. So there's...
Talked about on that last couple of restarts, or that last restart rather, some folks getting jumbled and shuffled throughout the field. Well, Wallace Allen, third in line on the outside, has considerable damage to the front of the 25 machine. Ooh. So things could get interesting on this ensuing restart as well.
I mean, does lawlessness extend to the laws of aerodynamics? What if, I mean, if he's not going to play by the rules of physics, this could be exactly what he wants on the front of his car.
I mean, if we're being honest, it wouldn't... Holy moly, a lap car trying to get a lap.
That's Mundros.
They called a shot.
Yeah.
It would be the first time that we've seen the laws of physics broken on iRacing. So all things are possible here.
All right, it's crunch time, gentlemen. 5 laps to go. Will this be the run to the checkers? I think the safe money is no, but it's certainly not impossible that this is going to be it. Ryan Vargas, Tyler Bentley, Matt Schlosser, Brad Sawinski, Kyle Zittel, Lawless Allen. Your front 3 rows. Backing our way.
Big restart there for Ryan Vargas. Moves right to the top. Him and Tyler Bentley have been so good tonight. Look at Brad Sawinski. He's going to go to the inside.
Sawinski to the bottom. Vargas now going to leave Bentley out as Schlosser and Zittel are underneath Bentley. Danny Bone will be bringing the rest of the pack with him. He'll have a big run. Dawson Cram lurking back here as well.
Some folks trying to tuck up behind Lawless Allen. I don't think they realize the damage he has to the front of the car.
Yeah, we got some damaged cars out here. Danny Bones got a little.
Oh my goodness, John K.
John
just got
K.
launched into the wall.
Oh,
And that is going to trigger a caution, and I think we are going to overtime. John K. with
some
help from Jay Kumar.
I think we're going to have to check the safer barrier on that one.
poor John K.
Hasn't been a glowing night for the two so far. He's been mired back in the back of the pack, been caught up in quite a few incidents.
You gotta love the Wood Brothers rap, though.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and making it his own as well. Gotta love it when you can take a throwback and put your own spin and flair on it. Well, let's take a look. John K. up at the top of the racetrack here. Problem Jay Kumar is going to slide up the racetrack, and technically not contact, but pretty close. A little bit of net code there. John K. goes careening into the outside wall. A little bit, maybe a bit of contact there with McKinnon as well. Take one more look at speed. So, fellas, we're going to dip into the first overtime.
I don't think we are. I think we're going to shorten this up and make it a natural green-white checkered.
All right.
We love that. Yeah, race control out here. Race controlling it up, as we always do.
Well, they are around.
We're going to send them green this time.
It's about to be a Cole Maxwell power play. We're going to have a restart on lap 69. So we might see him
Where's he at?
Popeye up here from P13.
He's there. He's in the picture.
I mean, if they all go careening every which way on the final lap, there will be no caution. Cole Maxwell could very easily slip through. I mean, the moves we've seen, like early in this race, will they pale in comparison to the moves we're about to see here with 2 laps to go?
I think so. I mean, we've seen great moves made all race. We know these guys can race clean. I mean, it is a stacked field here, especially top 6. Great names. I mean, Vargas been up front all night. Brad Swinski, first time sniffing the front row here. Matt Schlosser, look at them in that big 400. Kyle Zittel, we spoke to him last night. We got the boner, Danny Bone. Don't take that out of context. That's what they call him. Tyler Bentley over there in 6th place. Brody Gunner, Dawson Cran, Blake Walker still in the show. Lawless Allen, hard to miss that bright blue car. Still defending winner Ethan Harrison back there. Or we could have another
some extracurriculars under caution further back.
It's Mundros and White.
Try and get tucked back into line before the restart here.
Vargas looking to be the first person to win the Daytona Charity Shootout twice. He's got 2 laps to secure the bag. Not a good restart there from Danny Bone on the inside. Vargas up right away in front of Sawinski. No help for Schlosser here on the bottom.
Yeah, it's going to be such a big advantage here for the outside as Danny Bone did not. They don't want to stack up here, though.
Really stacked up.
Kyle Zittel getting batted around like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert.
Whoa, almost some trouble in the back. 4 wide. We got a squiggling for the lead. Dean Thompson's coming through the field. Lightning McQueen's behind him.
Dawson Cram is out of line on the bottom now. 3 wide, just outside of the top 5. Ryan Vargas leading the bunch. Can we make it back to the line? Here's a move by Brad Sawinski. Sawinski with help from Kyle Zittel as we approach the tri-oval. Are we going to make it to the stripe?
Oh, we're going to make it, boys. Here we go. White flag is in the air. Swinsky has the lead.
Final lap of the Daytona Charity Shootout here in regulation. Sawinski, Zittel, Dawson Cram, Danny Bone, Ryan Vargas, the top 5. Dean Thompson is here to help.
Dean
Mark is
Thompson,
asking
Ryan
for-
Vargas lined up on the top.
Asking for a big push here, and he needs it. Here's Dawson Cram now. Kyle Zittel wants to get in front, but he won't. Will fan out 3 wide for the lead. Danny Bone with a huge run. Sawinski.
Brad's under the apron.
Sawinski's back up on track, still has the advantage. Cram leading the outside, Zittel leading the middle. Bone is loose at the bottom.
Contact! Danny Bone's loose. The field's gone.
Three,
He's not going to come out.
3 wide, headed to the tri-oval. This is the win. Is it Zittel? Is it Dawson Cram? At the stripe, I think Kyle Zittel got him. Kyle Zittel. It's a tie. 0-0-0.
Are you serious?
A tie down to 1,000th of a second, but iRacing says the win goes to the decent one, Kyle Zittel.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable.
What a finish to the 2025 Daytona Charity Shootout. Kyle Zittel is going to steal it from all the big players. It was Venom versus the world here tonight at Daytona, and tonight, Venom wins.
That was an unbelievable finish, boys.
Well, Zittel doesn't have a car left to do burnouts. Let's rack this baby up right now.
Here we are through turn 4. Bone gets loose, makes some contact up with the middle of the pack, and everybody behind the top 5 or 6, I mean, just implodes with each other. We are 3 abreast coming out of turn 4. Schlosser is helping Zittel from behind as they come out of 4. Oh, some contact there as well. Look at this finish right here. I mean,
Oh, my God.
that is literally as close as it gets.
We'll have to have somebody scrape the data to see if that is closer than our Phillip Island finish in the Formula Super Series, which is also 000s across the board. But golly, I don't know, man.
I mean, look at
that
this
is-
shot right here. We're a foot from the line, and it looks like they are dead even.
That is nuts. That is absolutely crazy.
I think that's the shot of the night right there. Unbelievable.
Wow.
We're sending JD Motorsports out on a high, that's for sure. Dawson Cram, I mean, it literally doesn't get any closer than that. And Zittel is going to steal it away. I hope we get to talk to Dawson. I'm not sure that we will, though, but we will definitely talk to Kyle Zittel here in just a moment.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Well, that's a way to start the year. I mean,
No kidding.
that's a high bar to clear, brother. What do you say?
I'd say certainly so. That we have kicked off 2025 in the biggest way possible.
Well, I mean, I hate to not keep taking replays of this. Let me know if you've got anything else you want to see here. Have we taken a look at the ginormous crash that kicked off behind these guys as well?
We have not. Let's go ahead and take a look.
I just want to say in real time, by the way, Brody Gunter is pushing this ailing 53 Quick Trip machine around Daytona. They'll get back around to the tri-oval eventually.
We'll back it up just a touch more. And you see Bone in the 29 down on the apron. That is really where things are going to kick off. Comes back up the racetrack right across Walker, gets up into Schlosser. It gets Brody Gunter up into Dean Thompson as well. James Lehman there behind, and I mean, literally everybody is going to crash here. other than the very, very few that... Oh, my goodness. Blake Anderson did a barrel roll.
Wow.
Lands upside down. Car's literally going through the number 9 machine. We'll have to go back one more time and go in car with Anderson.
He really has the spins.
No kidding, brother.
That was chaos there.
Yeah, let's back it up one more time. I mean, Anderson was literally in the middle lane, right in the middle of everything. We'll go full speed.
Whee!
It was so violent, he disappeared for a few moments. Ends up on all fours, though, looking at his own mugshot with the hood flap up.
Oh, no.
My, oh my. He does cross the line under his own power, I must say.
That's a testament to good workmanship there on the number 9 machine. Man, it was a fun weekend for Blake Anderson, and it finishes funny as well. But I tell you who's having the most fun right now. It's Kyle Zittel, KZ53 on the top of the board. Wow. How about it? We'll talk to Zittel here in a second. Still hoping to get a word with Dawson Cram. Not going to promise anything, though. He finishes in second. Matt Schlosser will bring it home in P3. We will talk to him here in a moment. Ryan Vargas, he's got to be disappointed with the P4. Comes so close to winning his second. Will have to settle for fourth. Brad Sawinski nearly stole it late. He will finish in fifth. Brody Gunter, I think, is going to be the last one to sneak through. The chaos there in the final lap. He finishes in sixth. Dean Thompson in seventh. Garrett White, an eventful night for him. He'll finish in eighth. Jason Marshall in ninth. Tyler Bentley was another show stealer here tonight, but he will finish in 10th. Jan Van Leer had a solid night as well. He'll finish in 11th. Wallace Allen in 12th. Lightning McQueen down in P13. Pravin Vijay-Kumar will finish in 14th. James Lehman down in P15. Blake Anderson will finish in 16th. Joshua Matacek at 17th. And Danny Bone will be the last driver to finish the race on the lead lap in P18. Hayden Palumbo, Blake Walker, 19th and 20th. Cole Maxwell, 21st. Last year's winner, Ethan Harrison, will give up his crown officially here with a 22nd place finish. Jeremy McKinnon in 23rd. John Kay, 24th. Dimitri Mundros is the last driver running in 25th. DNF's for Jordan Jorneau, Brinley Addington, Damani Smith, Chase Gibbons, Logan Pugh, Tony Breidinger, and Nathan Reynolds, the pole sitter, will finish all the way down in 32nd. And with that, we'll welcome in a couple of our podium finishers anyway. We'll start with your P3 finisher, not a stranger on the channel here. It's Matt Schlosser. And welcome in to Booth 200 here. And congrats on a strong run here tonight in the 2025 Motor Stardom Daytona Charity Shootout. Welcome to the podium.
Hey, thanks, Tommy.
Well, I mean, you saw the front of the field pretty much all night tonight, or pretty close anyway. And you bailed out of the pack at the right time to help Jan Van Leer with his pit stop as well. Keep yourself out of the big ones. How is the 400 car and crew and also Moneyline looking after tonight?
Oh, man. I don't even know what to say. That was crazy. I mean, it was a hell of a finish. Obviously, I saw Zittel in front of me, and I just basically bump drafted him as hard as I could and prayed he wouldn't crash. And he held on to it and made it happen by, it looks like, 0.000ths of a second. So that was pretty cool.
Matt, the Society of Matts is showing out here tonight.
Yeah, I love it. The Society of Matts getting a podium here tonight. Congratulations to Matt Schlosser. Boy, on the restart there, you were all alone on the bottom, and it looked like you were going to get ousted pretty quickly there, but you stuck with it, came home with the podium. How did the final restart look from beginning to end there?
Yeah, I thought I was toast. Like, I was down on the bottom, and I feel like I was in like 10th. And then I just kind of started picking up momentum, and the guys in front were all kind of dicing around, and then before I knew it, I was on the backstretch and they were 3 wide. And Zittel pulled out in the middle, and I was able to push him. I almost got wrecked in turn 3 and 4 by whoever was on the bottom lost control and got into me. And then it was just a mad dash to the finish. And yeah, it was it was a crazy race. I was a lap down at one point, got waved back around, and was able to avoid a lot of carnage and pitted at the right time and got lucky with that. So I was able to hang around near the front, and yeah, it was awesome.
RJ, you got anything?
I mean, Matt, thank you so much for coming out, for getting your way, obviously earning your way into the Daytona charity shootout. So glad you got to be a part of that photo finish there at the end. I know it's nerve wracking in those final laps. Yeah, we didn't go to overtime tonight, guys. We got 70 laps in. We did a green white checkered there, and we made it all the way. So, Matt, great job tonight. A podium is awesome. And we hope to see you back next year for some more fun. And, obviously we'll see you here on Turn 200 all year.
Yeah, thanks, RJ. Thanks for organizing this and for the invite and for including me. Had a lot of fun. It was really cool racing against some of these, names I recognize from racing, and obviously some of my buddies in Venom and on Turn 200, and appreciate everything. So, yeah, thanks a lot.
Anybody else you want to shout out here before we let you go?
Yeah. Shout out to you guys at Turn 200 as always. Shout out to Luke Peterson, because Zittel told me that he told Zittel to move up so that I could get to him, because I'm a bum and I'm never in the chat, so no one can communicate with me. So he orchestrated that for Zittel, and I was able to not screw it up. So shout out to him. Shout out to you again, RJ, for putting this on, and really just everybody in the race, everybody in Venom for it's been cool, the kind of camaraderie coming up to this race to work together in it. So yeah, it's been awesome, and that's all I got.
Strong start to the year. Thanks for the time. Go celebrate. We'll talk to you again hopefully shortly.
All right. See you next time. Bye.
Here's your third place finisher, Matt Schlosser. We'll welcome in now your second place finisher, not by much, Dawson Cram, going to bring home the silver here tonight. Welcome to the booth. Thanks for the time here tonight. And man, they do not literally get closer than that.
Yeah, that was crazy. I came into this just, wanting to have fun. I usually wreck out of these, but I think it was lap 10. I used up my second fast repair. I was like, man, this is not going to end well. And then we ended up almost winning. So
I was going to say, wrecks were not hard to come by here tonight. Especially, you saw a lot of this field here tonight from the back to the front multiple times over. You'll end up being the hard charger here tonight as well. I mean, it's not an easy thing to survive that long on borrowed time.
Yeah, no, for sure. But that ending, that finish is awesome. I mean, that's why we all love racing, is because of the competition and moments like that. That was super cool, and I'm glad that I could be a part of it. I hope that the fans enjoyed it.
Matt, what you got?
Yeah, congrats on a great finish. I mean, you're going to give us probably the best finish of the year very early on here in 2025. I see an arrow with a QR code for some merch on the side of the car. Tell us about what you got going on there.
Yeah, so we got all the fun stuff. We got shirts, hoodies, hats, and phone cases. I think there's some stickers on there. But yeah, go and check it out. Any sales I get tonight from this podcast, I'm going to go ahead and donate them to the charity of the winner, which I'm not sure what that is, but I'll definitely get in touch.
Oh, I'm sure you've sold yourself a couple of hoodies here tonight for sure. RJ, you got anything?
Yeah, we'll figure out what that charity is from Zitto here in just a moment. But yeah, Dawson, I mean, damn, thank you so much for coming out. What a race. You said second fast repair was used on lap 10?
Yeah, I really didn't think I was gonna make it, but I actually never got damage again after that point. I just rode around the back, and then with right before the green white checker, I lined up 7th and made the right moves.
Yeah, I mean, no, you sure did. You got up to the front there at the end, got a nice little push from Vargas. He was wanting to make some ground up there with Dean behind him. Unfortunately, Dean got wiped out, and whatever happened back there, that giant melee that we were looking at just a little bit ago. But damn, you guys come across the line. I look at the results, 0.000. I don't think I've ever seen. Now, I'm not on here very often, the service, but I've never seen that before. on iRacing. So that was incredible to see. I mean, Dawson, how I know it was always a crazy year for everybody, especially when you run around in the Xfinity series as hard as it is over there in NASCAR. Just real quick on the NASCAR side, I mean, what can you take away from everything that you were able to do in 2024, the rocky roads that NASCAR and finding sponsorship for every race can be, and what do you feel like you're most looking forward to here in 2025 as we are basically 4 days in?
Yeah, so it's always a blessing to get to drive race cars. I understand that it's a privilege to get to do what I love, especially at the level that I get to do it at. Even on the hard days, I try to keep myself real and planted and understand that, there's a lot of people out there that wish to be doing it and I get to do it. And I just try to make the most of it. I try to give my sponsors and my partners and the people that believe in me the best experience possible and work hard for them. And I'm just, I'm excited to continue doing that next year and just keep pressing on and hoping one day to be a full-time Cup driver.
Yes, sir. That is the grind right there. And just one last question: Will we see you in February? Will I see you? Because I'm always in Daytona. Will I see you in February at Daytona? How are we looking?
Yeah, we're looking good, and no matter what, I'll for sure be there. So definitely hit me up, and we'll get a picture or something together and talk. Be great to see in person.
Hell yeah, brother!
Hey, all right, thank you guys.
To RJ's point, that's only the second time we've ever had a 000 finish across the board. But before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, I'll say hi to my mom.
Alrighty, partner.
Hell
Let's get you one better here next year. Best of luck in 2025, and we'll hopefully talk to you again next year.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks to Dawson Cram for the time here tonight. Woo, boy, I think we waited long enough. How about we bring in the man they called the decent one, more than decent here tonight, Kyle Zittel. Yeah, we had him in the booth last night while he was out on track, and maybe RJ gave him the rub because Kyle Zittel's on the top of the board here tonight when it's all said and done. KZ53, how the hell are you?
Holy shit, boys. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I figured you'd be a little fired up.
Oh my god, there ain't enough beer in this fridge behind me.
You got to make a spotted cow run, but man, you had an interesting night to say the least. You were making stuff happen, trying to on that top side. Like it felt like all night long. Finally, the stars align. The incommunicable Matt Schlosser is able to get hooked up with the rest of the Venom boys and get Venom versus the world done. Venom wins.
Venom wins. It is rare that we get a big group like that and come in and actually take it down. But Venom wins. Matt Schlosser's the man. Big shove. Man, that race was all over the house. When you miss the first yellow and you don't pay attention while you're pacing and you tag the wall, and then you come down pit lane and you have 4 minutes of optional for some reason.
Oof.
That's rough.
I mean, of course, Schlosser pushing you across the line is one thing, but I don't know if you know this. You're the only driver that has more than one win on turn 200 at Daytona, and now you have three. You obviously know what you're doing here.
It's I mean, I've told you boys many a time. I don't know what it is about super speedway racing, but this is my racing. I don't know. It's just the getting in line and the finding your hole and pushing and getting where you're supposed to be at the end and trying to get up front. Luke Peterson was spotting me the whole time, and that last caution came out with 10 to go, and I said, "Man, we're fucking in here like swimwear, man. Like we are in a good spot." And they wrecked again, and somehow we ended up P5, and I was like, "This is getting too good. This is getting too good." And we kept getting closer and closer to the front, and that last restart, man. Slasher got hung out to dry on the bottom, and I thought about going with him or bringing him along, and then I saw that second group coming with Dawson, and I thought, man, if I jump down there, we're getting freight trained. So I'm happy he got hooked up and came back, and man, we were 3 wide, or we were 2x2, 3 back out of 4, and I just felt that big old shove, and we got to the line, and I thought, man, this is kind of dirty, but I'm gonna move up. I'll move up a little.
Yeah, a little pop.
A little bit, and then cross the line, and you're sitting in a Discord together. Everybody's yelling. Everybody's talking about wrecking. Everybody's talking about this, and finally, Luke over everybody yells, "Yeah!" I go, "What?" He goes, and I look at my relative, and it changes from a 2 to a 1, and whew, man, that was wild, man.
That was definitely one of the wilder ones we've ever seen. What a way to kick off the year. Matt, what you got for your boy Kyle?
I mean, just a huge congratulations. That is a heck of a way to kick off 2025. Have you been watching the replay? Do you know just how close it really was? Because
I got it right here in front of me, and I can't get a frame where we're at the line. It's either before it or after it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well. But I mean, it literally looks like a tie. It is unbelievable.
I mean, I finally looked at the iRacing relative, and it said 0.00, and I was like, man, that's stuff you see on YouTube, just for shits. And it's like there's no way we actually tied.
Well, we're going back to the iRacing top 10. I can tell you that much. We were number 1 last time we had a 000.
We did.
We got to do it again.
we gotta send it in now.
Yeah, buddy. RJ, what you got here?
Damn, I am just digesting what a night we have had. Kyle, we got the pleasure of talking to you last night and talking to you just leading up to this event. You have been very helpful in promoting this event, to getting out there, helping the rest of the Venom Truck Series guys get all set up and locked in for what we were going to do tonight. And you end up being the beneficiary, coming out and winning the race, by 0.000. Yeah, I couldn't find a frame with the finish directly on it either, so I guess we'll just have to try and pause it somehow on YouTube or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, congrats. I mean, you deserve it. In a night where we were picturing it as Venom versus the world, that's literally what the photo finish was. It was a Venom Truck Series driver, a guy from the Venom series, literally bouncing to the line against a driver in the NASCAR world, the inside and outside lane, if you think about it, with Schlosser behind you and Vargas behind Dawson Cram. So that is literally what it came out to. I'm not going to say I spoke it into existence, but I guess that's what happened. But man, yeah, I just can't say thank you enough for all you did for the event leading up, and getting to hand the virtual checkered flag over to you is certainly an honor, and what a damn night we have had here, and congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you, RJ, for putting this all together. Thank you for letting me have a spot in. I ran my way in the first time, and that was just enough to say I got to walk around and tell people that I raced with NASCAR drivers. I went to the truck race at the Milwaukee Mile, and they introduced Raja Caruth, and I raced against him, and everybody just went, I don't care. But doing it, missing it last year, that sucked. I watched it, and I had a good time watching it, but being back in it and being in it is just the most fun. It's a crazy race, but you start getting lined up and hooked up together, and everybody, you're cruising, you're racing around guys that, you may never see again. And that's just as cool. And hopefully, everybody comes back the next time around and you go, hey, I remember that dude. That's pretty cool. But again, thank you so much for setting this all up and giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. It is it's the least I can do, and I want to throw one more thing in there. I remember everything racing, especially as rare as I do from every race. We were talking on the broadcast of that one Venom race I did at Rockingham, where I was actually doing pretty decent. And I was really happy going in that race. And then actually what kind of put a roadblock at the end of the race is, I unfortunately was coming off the corner and got into Zittel, and we crashed into the wall. And I felt so bad about that because I really go into those races just trying to mind my P's and Q's, honestly. I'm not trying to mess up anybody's race, and I was so happy with how well I was doing, and then I got into Ziddle, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I was so mad at myself and apologized right after the race. I was like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. But you know, if there was any way I could repay you for sure, other than that, it would be to hand you this checkered flag, I guess. So thank you so much again.
That's exactly how it went too. I was pissed. I go to the Discord and I look and you get that red one and I click down and it's I'm so sorry, and I'm just like all right. I'm less mad, and everybody goes, Ziddle, you all right? I'm like, he already apologized. I can't be mad anymore anyway.
So you've received worse from worse people and worse.
Right, exactly. I've just like every time I buy something stupid where I tell people I spent more on less. I've been wrecked worse by worse people.
Well, it's the Daytona charity shootout here tonight. I know you're actually racing for a couple charities here tonight. Tell us about them.
Yeah, so Quick Trip, the convenience store company I work for, based out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. We actually have two in-house charities. They're kind of one and the same. Neighbors Helping Neighbors is more of a community-based thing. Quick Trip sponsors this thing going up. Quick Trip sponsors this going on in Waukesha or Milwaukee or Madison or wherever. We got stores all over the state and all over in Minnesota, the Dakotas, Michigan, Iowa, and a couple in Northern Illinois. And Neighbors Helping Neighbors is that thing. Going out into the community and just giving back to what the community gives all of our stores. And then Families Helping Families is more internal. Co-workers that are having personal struggles, losing their home, losing their car, somebody breaks into their home, somebody, who's terminally ill. Families Helping Families also helps during the holidays. We get money together. People that we know in our stores that, are financially struggling, have kids, and need Christmas gifts. We anonymously nominate them. These little tags go out to everybody to what kind of gifts they need. They get brought in, they get sent out, and nobody knows the wiser of where they came from, but they just they get something for Christmas, and that's the biggest thing. I know, I've never had a struggle. I can say that with 100% honesty, but I know a lot of people do, and giving back just feels good at the end of the day. So Families Helping Families does that with our coworkers. So yeah, that's where the proceeds are going to be going.
Well, certainly you gave back in a big way here tonight, and that's all fantastic. Great work as always. Congrats on the victory. Let's get some shout outs going before we let you go burn it down here tonight.
Just want to shout out to RJ for putting this all together. You guys for being up in the booth. You guys are the best. If people don't know about you, they need to, because you guys put all of this great content out. You guys call the races amazingly. You guys get into people's discords and the stories. The Venom Truck Series is we make up stories. It's our own little fantasy land, and it's fun, and you guys play right along with it. It's not just like, man, look at these weirdos. But it's awesome what you guys do. Everybody in the Venom Truck Series, everybody that came out with us tonight, always a ton of fun racing with my friends in big events like this. My wife, my parents, I put it up on Facebook, so hopefully everybody was watching that saw it. And Quick Trip for letting me they didn't really let me. I just did it on my own. But hopefully they're not too mad with a first place win and a bunch of logos on a car.
I think they'll be pretty happy considering that you're bringing home the bacon here tonight. And you'll get yourself a little momentum. We're not too far away from this little race called the Rocket Man Memorial 85 as well. And good to be on the front foot. Headed into 85 laps here in a couple weeks for the Venom Truck Series Season 9 opener. It'll be the familiar 53 on the side of the truck, and Kyle Zittel will be bringing a little bit extra into Daytona in a few weeks' time. Go celebrate. Go party hard. You've earned it. Congrats on a huge win here tonight in the Daytona Charity Shootout, partner.
Appreciate it, boys. Thank you very much.
Ooh, doggy. Yeah. I mean, you keep showing this replay, and it just doesn't get less surreal how close this finish is.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we've had a 0-0 finish before, but this one, I think this one may take the cake. We're going to have to scrub the files to see just how close this one was. But, I mean, literally not being able to find a frame where they're across the line and it looks like a tie right before. I mean, I've never seen a finish like this. And we have almost 400 races up on our channel. Never seen one like it.
Wow. Yeah. No, that was especially after we just got. I mean, you guys got done making it, and I got done watching the closest finishes of the year on turn 200. Stretching across various series and everything like that. Some of them being from the heat races and to. I mean, hey, man, on January 4th, did we just secure? Did I just get our spot on the number one?
Maybe
for next year's video. We'll see. There's a lot of year left, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of close finishes. But damn, I literally have never seen. That's the first for me seeing 0.000 on the results tab. That's just insane to me.
RJ, it's another successful event. I think it's fair to say you got to be grinning ear to ear after this one.
Yeah, this is so cool every single year to be able to do this, to think that we've stretched it on for 6 years, the craziness that the event is, but also the simplicity. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, obviously, to make this happen, behind the scenes to make an awesome broadcast like this happen with you guys. But the simplicity of just everybody being able to come out here, once a year, we're going to go ahead and throw her out for 70 laps at Daytona, get a few fast repairs, and we're just out here to have fun, have some dicey racing, and hopefully at the end have as tremendous of a finish as we did tonight, more than what I could have asked for, or anybody could have asked for. So to see the turnout as well, we get a record car count for tonight. I'm not one to be holding records for this event and everything like that, but I can confirm record car count for tonight, record green flag run tonight, record finish. We're setting them all across the boards, and the biggest thing I can hope is that everybody watching had a tremendous time being able to watch the event being presented in the way that it has been from you guys, and as well as the cause that Kyle Zittel is going to be able to bring awareness to here with Quick Trip and neighbors helping neighbors and families helping families. So awesome to see him. That was something he announced prior to the race, out on his race car as well. So super cool that we get to do this every year. So many great charities that we've been able to support, charities and causes, and also having fun while we do it on the racetrack. So you guys, help make this all possible. And yeah, grinning ear to ear is an understatement. What an awesome, fantastic night. Getting to do it once a year. It's like the years go by quicker as we keep on going. And I know the next one will be right around the corner.
Yes, it will. And I want to make this clear. Matt and I made a joint announcement I guess it was on January 1st, that 2025 is going to be our final full-time year of us two broadcasting together here on Turn 200. But that's full-time. I just want to make this very clear. As long as this event is happening next year, and also as long as RJ is going to have it back here on Turn 200, the Daytona Charity Shootout is not going anywhere. Matt and I and whoever else we can wrangle into it will be here with flag-to-flag coverage of Friday and Saturday night. So you don't have to worry about that. DCS rather, not going anywhere as long as RJ, is okay with it being back here next year. But
Yeah, well, that is awesome to see, and I can just throw in there that, hopefully at some point in our lifetimes, I'll get to shake both of your hands, of course, but we can virtual handshake and announce right here that the next year's 7th annual Daytona Charity Shootout will be back here on Turn 200 iRacing. That sounds like an awesome time to me.
Well, there you go, partner. Matt, let's close up shop here tonight. A hell of a race.
Yeah, unbelievable race. Just a big shout out, obviously, to RJ for putting this entire thing on. It's a really, really great event, awesome event to be a part of, and we appreciate him letting us be a part of it as well. It's the highlight, or one of the highlights of the year for us at least. So thank you to RJ for all the work he puts into it, and thank you to everybody that was here watching tonight. I know there were lots of you. I think potentially up to 60 at one time.
I think we got there.
Yeah, I think we did as well. So big turnout. Thanks to everybody that was here watching. And thanks to everybody, especially that was in the chat with us here tonight. Hunter Leach, Luke Peterson, John Kay, Paul Ellison, of course, RJ in the chat, chopping it up with everybody. Jordan Jorno, Corey Rutherford, Mike Milfelt, Andy Ducato, Alan Keith, Finez. There's some people that are new to the channel. Welcome. Logan Shore. Zach Lockett was here as well, cheering on that boy Matt Schlosser. Chloe Teixeira. Some other folks here. Pierce M. Scott Patton, obviously, cheering on the Max V contingent of James Lehman. Nate Siefker was here. Mr. Tech Hunter. Bailey Motacek, cheering on her husband. Josh, Blake Anderson, and James Lehman were here. A couple of racers in the 2025 Daytona Charity Shootout in the chat before it started. Thank you to everybody that was here with us, as well as Heath Smith. I might have missed Heath Smith there. So thank you guys for tuning in, watching with us, and appreciate the support as always. Looking forward to seeing y'all in the rest of 2025. We got lots coming up.
Yes, we do. In the near future, we'll have an announcement to make here in the next couple weeks about some exciting happenings here on the channel. Lots happening, in fact. But all we've got next week is Truck 200 from Darlington for the first time ever. That'll be exciting. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for the green flag on that one. And then we're just a few weeks out from Venom Truck Series season number 9. We'll start with the Daytona Pro-Am in 2 Tuesdays from now. And that will be a POV stream from Matt Williamson. You'll also hear me and whoever else we can get together to try and win us an exhibition race in Venom Truck Series competition at Daytona. And we'll have an exciting Team 200 announcement as well coming up regarding the Venom Truck Series here shortly. And outside of that, yeah, that's all we've gotten for you here tonight. We really appreciate the 17 new folks that have hit subscribe in the last couple days, but if you're still watching and you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit subscribe on your way out. We're trying to get to 1,000, man. It's stalling out, but we'll get there eventually. Appreciate everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight. Thank you to the drivers as well. Thank you to RJ Star Civic for putting on this event. Another smash hit, another huge success. Looking forward to it in 2026. But that's all we got for you here tonight. Until we meet again from the World Center of Racing, I am Tommy Cook, saying until we meet again, so long, and congratulations to the decent one, Kyle Zittel, who will end up on the top of the podium here tonight. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.